What is up, everybody? This is Goodman. I'm signing back on for another video. So, some business to attend to. Number one, Colby, the editor, okay, the greatest editor of all time, because he's my editor. He asked his girlfriend to marry him, and she amazingly said yes. We did not think that would happen. I don't think that she actually likes him, but we're very thankful that he won't be lonely anymore. So congratulations to Colby, in all seriousness. Very, very big congratulations to him. And that's pretty much all the business I need to get into. So in this video, we are going into Tam's house. Now, on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, I just said it was a tenant's house. But this was Tam's house. And her son decided to take a rock and break 4 windows in the house. Now, I explained this in the last video because I did not know that this video was going to come up. So I was like, okay, well, no, let me raise this seat up a little bit here. All right, there it is, perfect. So I didn't know this video was going to come up. I thought that I did not record this when I did it. I thought I just recorded it for YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Instagram. So I was not sure that it would come through. So I just explained the whole situation to you guys last time. Now you're actually gonna get to see me fixing it. And I'm gonna go through like the things that everyone's gonna disagree with me on, but whatever, how I fix windows now. I used to fix them like anyone else would, because I'd always use plexiglass, or I have a different type of material that I use. It's really thick, super thick. I got it from this house actually. When my crew went through, they took all of these panes off, and it's like I can't remember what it's called. It's not called plexiglass, but it's like plexiglass, but it's super duper thick. Like it's really, really thick. So anyway, I'd put that in the houses. I cut it down perfectly. I put it into the slot where the glass would go, have glue in it. Then I put glaze around it. I do all kinds of this stuff. And I just was like, I'm not doing it anymore because too many houses have too many broken windows, and too many tenants ask me to fix them, or tenants move out, and I'm still forced to fix them. So I'm gonna show you how I fix a window. I've gone through this on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok, but I'm going to go through more in depth here, and if we have to pause, we'll pause, and I'll kind of take you through the whole story. So let's watch some videos. All right, so again, going into Tam's house, you can see all the wood boarded up. She paid like $90 for someone to put these boards up. Okay, it's only 3 windows. I thought it was 4, but she paid $90 for someone to do this. Now, what you're going to see as I'm taking this stuff apart, like some of it's not even like connected, and the entire time just asking her, who did this and why would you have paid them? And she's like, oh well, it was someone from down the street. I just needed something. I'm like, it's not even protecting you guys from the outside elements when you could have just, I don't know, asked me to come over and do this. Even though I was trying to make her son save the money to pay for the repairs here, but the issue that we had was that he doesn't have a job, and there's a lot of other problems and stuff that come with it. So I'm like, we're not going to sit here and just have you guys with no windows forever. So Tam begged, and finally I was like, okay, fine, it's okay, I'll do it. But as you can see, these pieces of wood aren't protecting anything. They're not keeping bugs, and they're not keeping animals from outside. They're not keeping the heat in or the cold in, none of that. So again, this was such a waste of money. And the way that this guy did it, it made no sense. Like you can see, he's cutting pieces of wood. So why didn't he just cut the pieces of wood to go onto each window? And then if he ran out of the 3rd window, which wouldn't make any sense if he had a full piece of OSB, he could have just taken all those little pieces and spliced them together to make one full piece into the window. But instead, he did it in such a cockamamie way, it literally made no sense whatsoever. Now, the one thing I will appreciate with Tam is that she'll sit here on these kind of projects and help me with them. So I don't have to sit there and get all of the glass shards out or anything like that. I let her take care of that, which is really, really nice, because a lot of my other tenants, they just sit there on their phones or watching YouTube aimlessly, like you all are right now. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. And they just let me do all the work as their children sit there and destroy my houses. But thanks to Section 8, I actually have a little bit of an update on that, which maybe I can get into a different video of like things when it comes to people breaking my houses. Because for so long, they've been cruising for a bruising, and it just so happens that I was their cruise director the whole time. I just didn't know it. So anyway, you can see another broken window, and this one's a big one. I mean, like, I don't know what kind of rock. I think he had the rock, and I walked into his room and I said, if you ever break my window with this rock, I will come over to you and I will break this on your skull. I didn't really say that to him. I said something like that to him, though. I had to scare the kid. He's good. I like him a lot. He is a very good kid. The problem is just, I'm using this as a battering ram, this piece of wood, to get all this glass out. And Tam's in the back, completely disgusted, like, what are you doing? But he's a good kid. He really is. He's got some stuff going on, and and I understand. So I'm not like super duper mad at him. I just want to get this job done and get done with this whole thing and move on. So anyway, use the piece of wood as a battering ram. That's great. It worked fine, I guess. So what does it matter? 2x6 right there. But like I said, why is that 2x6 even there? Like, none of this made any sense. I just can't. That's the one thing I can't get over with this job, is that it didn't make any sense on how in the world the guy who put all of this wood in here, what was he thinking? Like, it just, I do not get it, but that's okay. We're just gonna move on past that. So, got all the glass out. Tam sat here for, it was quite a while, where she was just like sitting there picking up all the glass pieces and stuff. And then we're just trying to make sure that we don't get a bunch of it on her floor, because I don't need like her little daughter walking through here and then, having tons and tons of glass just pulsating through her skin. But yeah, so here's me being careful, quote unquote careful, getting this all up. But I guess while we're sitting here doing this part, until I get to the part where I'm actually cutting plexiglass, the big thing from Section 8 is that I went in there and I told them, hey, I have these tenants, I just don't want them in my house anymore. And one owes me $1,800 in rent from their portion, and the other one has destroyed my house. And then the new guy, who is now the landlord liaison, was like, that that's unpaid debt. You can actually get them to pay you that, because if they don't, they'll lose their voucher. And I was like, are you serious? And he goes, yes. Like, if you go to evict a tenant, they'll lose their voucher. I was never told this. I was never told. I think I put you guys under the suspicion that there's nothing I could do in the possible world, but that was because I was told that by Section 8. There was nothing. They said, you could just hire a lawyer, I guess. But I'm like sitting there like, couldn't you go talk to them maybe and say, hey, why don't you do the right thing and pay your landlord? But that, for some reason, again, it just didn't, whatever. The people before this guy never told me that. So I've been sitting here wasting my money. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's nighttime and I'm tired, but I'm going to keep going through this. I'm wasting my money, I'm wasting my time fixing things like these windows. Now, this is Tam's, this is very different. But fixing these windows for people just make no sense. So now I know I have repercussions for these people. It's great. All right, anyway, going to cutting plexiglass, all right? Everyone hates plexiglass, whatever. Our value is similar to glass, so who cares? This little knife thing, you can use it. It's a plexiglass cutter. You just keep scoring the plexiglass 1,000 times, and then you just snap it over your leg like a piece of sheetrock. Now, what was I going to tell you guys? I don't even remember what I was going to tell you guys. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Doing this, a lot easier than using glass or going to a glass. Everyone complains to me on all the social medias saying, why don't you go to the glass place and get a piece of glass? Because I'm not going to get a piece of glass. That's ridiculous. Why would I do that when I could use plexiglass? And it's a lot harder to break. You put glass in, they're just going to break it again. Try throwing a rock at this one. It's going to bounce off until you really push it through. And by that time, then you're just being mean to me. Okay? So don't be mean to me. Now, as you can see, you'll see, Goodman, that piece of plexiglass is way too big. Why is it like that, Goodman? Oh my goodness, are you just an idiot? Yes, I am an idiot. But number two, I do it this way. So right here, you're going to see me just put a screw into it. If you just put a screw into the plexiglass, you have the potential of cracking it, just like anything like with wood or anything like that. So what you need to do is just drill it, pre-drill, and then put the screw in there. And what I do is I make it where it extends past the edges of the window. So I'm drilling into the frame of the window. The window can still function going up and down. So if they want to open it, they can. But this way, if they break this again, all I have to do is just go unscrew, 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 and then I can take off the plexiglass. That's the big thing. I don't put silicone. I'm not putting caulk. I'm not putting glazing. I'm not putting anything here because these windows get broken too many times, okay? So many times are they broken. What is the point of sitting here and doing all of those things and making these windows perfect again when they're just gonna get broken again? And then I've had it where I've fixed the windows before, and a tenant's kid just went up and just started pushing on it. And they said, well, my kid pushed on the window and it fell through. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not coming to fix it. That's all I told them. So I'm not going to fix it now. You don't get that. And you can call Section 8 and tell them that then you come out and check it. But that is why I do things this way. I know everyone, on the other socials is sitting there yelling at me, slumlord this, slumlord that. Yes, but also the reason I do it is because of something. I didn't wake up and go, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm gonna put plexiglass on like this. I didn't say that. I literally have gone through the experience of fixing this stuff like hundreds of times for tenants, okay? I had one lady, she had like 7 or 8 broken windows in her house, constantly calling me for broken windows. And I finally got the cojones to just be like, no, I'm not fixing another window. You can put up a piece of plastic and I'll see you later whenever, you move out. And she finally did. And I went in there and I think it was like 12 broken windows. It was crazy the amount of broken windows. And so I sat there and did all of it. But anyway, like I said, with the drill, with the impact I have a little, what's it called, drill bit set on there. So I'm just going through all of these slowly. That's the big thing, because you'll see it pops up on you. You got to go slow through it so you don't break it. Again, you can break it with the drill. I did break it, I think, with one of these with the drill, which again, was it the worst thing in the world? No, I mean, we were perfectly fine. And it still worked fine. We didn't have any kind of issues, no drafts coming through, none of that. So again, does this work? Absolutely it works. Is this fast? Yes, this is absolutely faster than doing it the other way. If I did the other way, I need to have a ladder outside. I need to climb up the ladder, measure everything, go cut, and then come up, dry fit it, take it back down, get back up there, glue it, push it in, make sure it's on there, make sure it's stuck to it, and then glaze. That's a lot of steps. This one was cut the glass bigger than the actual opening and then drill into the frame and we're done. Why would I do it the other way? I mean, these are the things when you guys are doing this stuff, if you ever want to. Maybe you're just watching this for enjoyment. If you're just watching the videos for enjoyment, that's one thing. If you're watching the videos because you're like, I want to do this same stuff, you have to start thinking like this, okay? Where it's like, how is it that I can make the repair work and do what it's supposed to do, but yet not waste my time because I'm going to be back here doing the same thing. Now, again, we just talked about there's repercussions for tenants doing things like this, which is a very, very good thing. But still, do you really want to get into that situation? Sometimes you just want to get in there, get it fixed, call it a day, let the tenant be, especially if they're a good tenant like Tam. I'm not going to beat Tam up over this. I beat her up over it enough already. So I'm just putting these in. Like I had said, you got to do 3 of them. I put in a lot of screws because I just want to make sure we have a good seal around everything. But if ever we have a broken pane of glass or plexiglass again, I literally just unscrew this stuff, pull them right up, and I'm good to go. That's how you need to think in these houses. It's not about making it perfect, it's about making it work. I had a buddy of mine, Misso, used to work with me all the time, and he'd ask me like, is this okay? And I'd say, would it pass Section 8 inspection? Yeah, okay, cool, then it's perfect. And then again, he'd always be like, I don't know what to do with blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, you know what, Misso? Just make it work. That's all I have to say. And that is the motto that I hold to today, is just make it work. Is it going to be, would this work in Mountain Brook or in a custom home? No, it wouldn't. But also, Section 8 tenants aren't living in those houses, okay? And there's a good reason for that. Because, normally my home, which had 5 kids in it, one of them being me, we never had a broken window. Ever had a broken window. We never had a broken window. We never broke a door. We never broke a doorknob. We never punched holes in the sheetrock. None of that stuff ever happened. So that's where I come to the point where I'm like, I'm not sitting here doing things perfectly for people that aren't going to appreciate that and that aren't going to take care of the house, okay? Tam's a little bit different, but also she understands, like, I'm not going to make this place perfect. We're going to make it where it works, and she's perfectly fine with that. And a lot of these tenants are. They understand that because they know what they've done. They know that it's like up to you to fix it now, not up to them, because they're not going to fix it. I mean, are they going to bust out the T-square and the plexiglass cutter? No, they're not going to do that. So, long story short, figure out ways to shortcut these things where they work, but they're not necessarily perfect. They don't have to be perfect. Stop being perfect in the hood. There's too many of these investors that have come in from 2021, 2022, and they sat there and they bought houses. They spent $50,000, $70,000 on a renovation, And then the tenants came in and destroyed it. I've literally just bought one. I bought one for $25,000 just last week for a house that actually a prominent realtor around here owned, which I'm guessing he had tenants in it that absolutely destroyed the place and was like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this anymore. Sold it for dirt cheap, which, you know, $25,000 for a destroyed house back in like 2 or 3 years ago, that, or 4 or 5 years ago, was not a deal, but now is a deal. It's just the way the world works, man, I guess. Anyway, but that's what happens. And so you don't need to be sitting here spending all of your time, all of your hard-earned money, fixing things that are just going to be destroyed later on. You make the things work, and that's all you need to do. Trust me on that. But anyway, so I feel like I've watched me do this same window like 4 times, but this must be a different window. I don't know. I'm just giving you commentary at this point because I don't want to sit here and keep repeating myself on how I fix these windows. You guys see how it is. You guys see where it goes. You know, these windows do have a lot of little intricate hardware you're gonna have to take off. I think there's like a flathead screwdriver. I had to unscrew the little finger knot or finger tab that you pull up on the window, which is whatever. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. Again, congratulations to Colby, and everyone go congratulate him in the comments. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This is Goodman, back with another Suck It Up!